Kawhi Leonard's being praised for sitting on the bench with his teammates. What a guy. Great leader. But isn't that what you're supposed to do? Yeah, but last time he sat by himself in a luxury box. But that's just Kawhi's personality. And the Clippers knew that going in, but they took a chance because he can be the best player in the world. We saw that when he played all 24 games for the Raptors despite limping the whole time. But people forget, he had issues in that locker room too. Fred VanVleet said it was frustrating because a lot of times we wouldn't even find out he was resting until 5 minutes before the game, which made it impossible for his teammates to prepare. But all was forgiven when they won the chip. But once he got to LA, things were different. Before he and PG arrived, the Clips had a fun young team with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. But some of the vets who remembered that hated the new stars. Montrezl Harrell and Lou Williams had issues. The Athletic reported that teammates bristled when Leonard was permitted to take games off to manage his body and to live in San Diego, which often led to him being late for team flights. The team also allowed Leonard to dictate to the coach when he could be pulled from games, among other things. Oh, so they're just letting dude run the team. But they traded anyone who had a problem with Kawhi, and they brought in Ty Lue. But after a full year of load management, he is out again. But the way he went out is suspicious. But first, today's sponsor is Prize Picks, and I am bummed because, I'm a partner with Prize Picks, so I am not eligible for the Millionaire Challenge. Every day during the playoffs, any of you can get selected to become a millionaire.
The millionaire!
If you opt in for the challenge, here's how it works. You make your picks as normal. Then, if you're selected, they will give you a 6-pick flex, and if you get all 6 correct, you win $1 million. But if you get 5 correct, you get 80 grand. 4 correct, you get 16 grand. People are getting a shot every single day. But it is fun to play no matter what, so let me give you my picks for today. First up is Bam Adebayo. I don't care that Giannis is coming back. He's still injured. Then LeBron James. It is finally time for him to break out. And I'm going more and more. You can play in states like California, Florida, or Texas. And if it's your first deposit, use code AMHOOPS and you get a 100% deposit match bonus. The front office says Kawhi injured his knee game 1, even though he wasn't wearing a brace game 2 or limping. Then hours before game 3, he was ruled out. They say the medical staff pulled him, but are we sure this wasn't Kawhi's call? People are tired of how unpredictable he is. Stephen A said he should retire. Kendrick Perkins said to think about a trade. Fans are done. But the number one reason is not the injuries. These are legitimate issues, and normally people would have sympathy. How often do we see a guy get cut down in his prime and we're mad at him? No, this is all about how quiet Kawhi is. People don't see him as a real person because he never talks. It's easier to hate a robot, as they call him, than to hate an actual human being. It's gotten to a point where Stephen A says this and no one disagrees.
Kawhi Leonard should be on the list of one of the worst superstars this game has ever seen.
But what does he mean by that? No one knocks Kawhi for being injured. It's the way he handles it that feels disrespectful. He doesn't update anybody on his condition. The injuries come out of nowhere. I mean, does he even care about Ty Lue or his teammates or the fans to give people a heads up? It feels like he has no idea how hard this is on other people. Ty Lue is now reportedly frustrated. I wouldn't be surprised if he leaves the Clippers. This happened with the Spurs. Reports said he kept them in the dark about his injury, but teams are so desperate for his talent, they allow him to do whatever he wants. It comes off as selfish and aloof. But what made Kawhi this way? Kawhi's father was murdered when he was 16 years old on the day of Game 4 against the Suns. His sister was sentenced to life in prison for murder. Kawhi does not come from an ideal background. When he got to college, teammates say he didn't talk much, but when he did, it was weird. The most he talked was on the hard court. Every time the ball went through the net, he just said, bucket, bucket. That was it. Most people would say like, oh, I'm gonna get buckets on you, but he was just like, buckets, layup, Just one word. You couldn't score on him, so that's what he would say. Nope, nope, nope. And when he would score on you, bucket, bucket, he'd make more sounds than he actually talked. So maybe that is part of why he was drafted so low. I can't imagine being in an interview with that guy and being like, this is who we're gonna make a top 5 pick. But everyone knew how good Kawhi was in the 2013 finals when he gave LeBron so many problems. Kawhi checks back into the game to defend LeBron. LeBron is taking a free throw, notices this, and says, ah, damn. That is prime LeBron James, scared of Kawhi in his second year in the league. Kawhi wins NBA Finals the next year, Defensive Player of the Year. He was second in MVP voting to Steph Curry. But in 2018, he injured his quad and he was out most of the year. And there was tension between Kawhi and the Spurs over his communication. They disagreed about the injury, so Kawhi went to New York and kept the Spurs in the dark all year. His teammates called a meeting and Manu Ginobili said, you have to make an effort to stay involved with us. But Kawhi didn't listen. It was easy to deal with his personality when he's balling out, but when he's sitting out, everyone slowly starts to hate Kawhi. But that's perfect for the Clippers. They are so cursed, someone literally wrote a book about it. It goes all the way back to the 1970s, but you can make the case. The Clippers are the unluckiest team in all of sports around the world. Just start in 2012. They get prime Chris Paul. Blake Griffin won Rookie of the Year, but Blake sprains his knee, CP pulls a groin, and Caron Butler breaks his hand. In 2013, Blake badly hurts his ankle and they lose in the first round. 2015, Chris Paul injures his hamstring and they blow a 3-1 lead to the Rockets with the most shocking collapse in history. They blew a 19-point lead, shooting 4 for 22 in the fourth quarter. 2016, Chris Paul breaks his hand while stealing the ball. Blake Griffin tears his quad. So they eventually blow up Lob City after losing in the first round to the Jazz. But it finally looked like the Clipper curse was lifted. In 2019, Kawhi was a free agent and all the reports said he was going to the Lakers. But secretly, he told the Clippers, if you trade for Paul George, I will sign. So they dealt Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Danilo Gallinari in control of 7 first-round picks. Everyone picked them to win the title after they got the 2 seed. And on the doorstep of their first conference finals, they blow a 3-1 lead to the Nuggets. The next year, Kawhi tears his ACL. He was out all of 22, and right when he looks healthy, the Clipper curse strikes again. So what can the team do now? Well, the one good thing about this series is the rebirth of Russell Westbrook. In game 1, he shot 3 for 19, but was key to beating the Suns. Played awesome defense, set up his teammates, but without Kawhi, he's playing like an MVP. Russ is explosive, playing great defense, and he's shooting 40% from 3? Who is this? But the Clippers can only offer him about $6 million mid-level exception because they don't have cap space. He will almost 100% be on a different team. Any team with cap space can watch what he's doing now and see Russ still can produce in the right system. But if nobody offers him a payday or he doesn't care about money, then I could see him returning to the Clippers. But what about Kawhi and PG? They both have 1 year left on their deal plus a player option. This is similar to what the Nets went through. Brooklyn was held hostage by Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Their problem was drama, whereas the Clippers stars issue is health. But look at the Nets now. They have picks and good players. Yeah, but that was from trading Kevin Durant. Kawhi is not KD. His value is more like Kyrie with all the injury history. And Paul George is not KD either. If they trade Paul George, they're not going to get like some great rebuild package. Their only choice is to run it back, and at most, they're going to get 2 more playoffs with this core. Load management didn't work this year, and right now, no one has patience for Kawhi. The only other team that is truly cursed is the Minnesota Timberwolves. They're about to get swept by the Nuggets, and at some point, Anthony Edwards is going to realize he needs to escape. Check it out.